bank account or mortgage. If you do, then the person you're joint with, their file can be looked at when you're being assessed. So don't get a joint product with someone who's got a bad credit history.
Okay, so we're going to get started. 47% of people in the UK don't feel confident about their financial literacy. And much of this is related to myths about credit scores and how they impact your mortgage. So today, with the help of Martin Lewis, I'm going to talk you through credit scores and even show you how to get a free copy of your credit report. So stay tuned because there's a lot of really important information and you will learn a lot during this video.
And this goes back to those people who say, I've got a perfect credit score, why am I being rejected? Because each lender scores you differently.
All right, yeah, so that's a really important point, is the fact that a lot of lenders are going to score you differently. They're going to score you based on different lending criteria. And this is something that a lot of consumers don't understand because they may, in the case of a mortgage, gone directly to their bank, and that particular bank may have said, no, we can't do the mortgage for you. But no doesn't mean never. And do keep in mind when you go directly to the bank, they're only scoring you on their specific criteria. So if you're someone that's had missed payments or late payments or some hiccups in the past, you may need to go to a specialist lender who will be able to assist you. And specialist lenders, as in the name, they do specialize in working with people with more complex issues.
Well, I've got my board to do just that. First thing, electoral roll information. If you're not on it, often it'll kibosh applications.
So that's another thing to keep in mind. The electoral roll or the voters roll. If possible, make sure that you're on the voters roll, because what they can then do, if you are on the voters roll, they can do an electronic verification of where you live. So it may reduce some of the items that you have your mortgage broker requests from you, and it will also boost your credit score.
You've got all the public records, the bad stuff about debt, CCJs or the equivalent in Scotland. Now they stay on your file for 6 years. So if they're about to wipe, wait to apply until it's gone.
Okay, that's another thing. And this ties into the fact that you want to make sure that you speak to a mortgage broker at least 6 months before you need to apply for a mortgage. And as a rule, especially if you are just an everyday citizen, as a rule, you should check your credit score at least once per year. And at the end of this video, I will show you how to download your credit score. But it's important that you check it regularly because there may be some things on your credit score that you're not aware of. There may be some items that have been misrepresented. Someone may have done fraud on your account. There's a lot of different things that can happen. And so you want to make sure that you know what's going on with your credit score.
Then you've got searches. That's applications you've made. They only stay on your file for 1 year, but still spread them out. Don't do too many in a short space of time. Linked data. Have you got a joint bank account or mortgage? If you do, then the person you're joint with, their file can be looked at when you're being assessed. So don't get a joint product with someone who's got a bad credit history. Then all the stuff you'd expect, your account data. So all the credit products and whether you're paying them in time, but also things like gas and electricity direct debits, monthly mobile phones, monthly car insurance, their loan products too, they go on your file. And they've just started in some areas putting renting on. May not sound too good, but actually it means if you pay your rent on time, it'll boost your credit file. And then...
Yeah, so those are all the different things that will appear on your credit file. And these are good things simply because it's going to give the lender an opportunity to see how you manage your finances. So by checking your credit file in advance of actually needing a mortgage, or even if you're just going out to purchase something, checking your credit file will give you the ability to be able to clean things up before you need it. And the point that Martin was making about your rent showing up, if you are someone that is renting and you're looking to build a positive credit score, that might be one way of doing it if you're paying your rent on time. So make sure that you're making the payments on time. Make sure that if you are in a situation where that can
and then
be...
here's what they don't know about you.
where that can be reported to the credit bureau, make sure that you're getting that reported to the credit bureau.
Take a look through this. There's the stuff we've mentioned already, but student loans, for example, are not on your credit file. Doesn't mean they can't ask about it, but it actually doesn't tend to be seen as a loan product. It just reduces your affordability. Who you're married to, who you live with, not on your file unless you've got a joint product. So there's a lot of things here that you can see that aren't on your file that many people think are.
Now, Martin, loads of people have been getting in touch to say, what do you do if there's an error on your file?
Well, first of all, you contact the company who the error's with directly, you know, whoever's put it on, and say, can you get rid of it? If they say no or they dispute it, then you write to the credit reference agency asking to put a notice of correction on, which is where you briefly explain why you think it shouldn't be there. That can slow applications down, but it can also help you get accepted. And at the same time, you then appeal to the Financial Ombudsman Service and ask it to get rid of that default if it shouldn't be.
Okay, so there's a few things to unpack in that. Thing number one that Martin was talking about is joint applications or being linked to someone on your credit file. Now, I've experienced this tons of times where I've had individuals who maybe lived with someone at one point or just helped somebody out at some point in the past and they've forgotten. And what that's done is it's created a financial link on their credit report. And your credit is assessed along with the other person's credit. So don't take out credit for or on behalf of someone or with someone unless you are sure that it's not going to work to your detriment. So now what happens if you find out that there is something on your credit report that shouldn't be there or that is incorrect? This happened to one of my clients recently where someone had fraudulently taken out an O2 account in that person's name. They were notified by O2 that something had gone wrong. They spoke to O2. O2 was able to verify that it was fraud. O2 had said that they were going to take that item off the credit report, but they didn't. So when they started talking to me, it came up. So what they had to do is contact O2, get O2 to update the credit report, remove that item. It can take 4 to 6 weeks for it to actually fully update. So that's why you want to make sure that you're talking to a mortgage broker well in advance, because the other thing is, especially with specialist lenders, they will look at what's happened in the past as far as missed payments or late payments. But what they're probably going to want to see is that you haven't had any missed or late payments within the last 6 months. If you have a default, the best thing you can do is clear that default. It will then show up on your credit report as an S, which is satisfied. Even specialist lenders want to see that whatever has happened, there is some distance between when it happened and when you're applying for the mortgage. So that 6-month term that I suggest that people use in advance of applying for the mortgage or applying for any kind of credit, there's a reason behind that. The reason why I say 6 months is because if you do find something, you need some time to correct it. If you are late or behind in payments, currently it gives you those 6 months to be able to refresh that and put some distance between you and the missed or late payment. Now, you're probably wondering, well, where do I see all of this stuff? Now, most bank accounts do provide a credit score. So you can see briefly your credit score. It's either from Equifax or Experian. But as a mortgage broker and pretty much any financial expert that you speak to, they will advise that you get a multi-agency credit report. The best place to get that multi-agency credit report would be Check My File. So I'm going to show you how to download that Check My File credit report, because what it's going to do, it's going to show you everything about your credit profile. It will show you, where you've lived. It will show hard and soft searches. It will show any missed late payments, defaults, CCJs, anything like that. And this is valuable information, particularly when you are applying for a mortgage. So I'm going to show you how to download that report. And as I said, you should check your report at least once a year. So it's good to stay subscribed to Check My File. But if you just need it for a mortgage and you decide you need to cancel it, guess what? I'm going to show you how to cancel that as well. Today I'm going to show you how to do something that I get asked about all the time and something that I need when doing a mortgage for clients. But it's also something good that you should do at least once a year, and that's to review your credit report. We use Check My File because it gives a combined credit report, and it's completely free if you do cancel within 30 days. It's on checkmyfile.com. So I'm going to press the button up here. So here, all we need to do is to make a 30-day free trial, and we need to create our account. So it's very important here that you include your full name and details. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the form completely. And another thing that you need to do is enter your current postcode and address, and then also your credit card number. So make sure you have a credit card handy. So make sure you click I have read and accepted the terms and use of policy, and then we go ahead and click view your credit report now. So here it's saying please wait while we are processing your request. So here, what we should do is add any previous addresses that you've lived in. Basically, you're going to need the last 7 years. Here it's saying verify your identity. You should do so by entering a credit card and credit card providers and loans that you've had previously, mobile phone providers, etc. We are preparing your multi-agency credit report. So now our multi-agency credit report is complete. We scroll down, and basically when you're at the bottom, so just click download report button. It's saying that it's generating the report. So now it's saying that it's been downloaded, and then it's going to give us our PDF and password. The password is usually your date of birth. So just go ahead and press the download button, and then we can enter the password and view the PDF. And once we've downloaded the report, all we need to do is press the cog in the top of the menu bar here, and we have the option here to get some assistance with the account. And we're going to find, I would like to manage my subscription. So this is in the subscription management area. I'm going to click on this now. Here, we're going to click on access cancellation page. I'm going to say I've done what I needed to do. I needed it for a mortgage. Here it's asking if we want a deal, but actually I'm just going to press I prefer to cancel. And this will cancel your trial. Confirmation, your service has been canceled. And that's how you go ahead and download the report as well as cancel it if it's no longer needed. But as I said, so as I said, it's really important that you check your credit file regularly. If you want to download a free copy of your credit report, you can use Check My File. If you download it and you get what you need and then you need to cancel the subscription, as long as you cancel the subscription within 14 days at the airing of this video, as long as you cancel the subscription within that time period, you won't be charged anything. The Check My File credit report is the most comprehensive credit report that you're going to be able to get. And just a tip for anybody who's looking to take out a mortgage and work with a mortgage broker, make sure that you start to gather the documents that you need in advance. Make sure you send them what they need in a timely manner. So in most cases, what you're going to need, in addition to your credit report, is 3 months bank statement. So it's the most recent 3 months. You're also going to need 3 months of the pay slips. If you're self-employed, usually it's 2 years worth of your accounts details. So 3 months pay slips, 3 months bank statements. If you can get a P60, that's amazing. Also, you're going to need proof of your identification. So that's going to be a passport. Some lenders will use an online verification system, but if not, you'll just send them a good copy of your passport. You'll need proof of your address, which is usually a utility bill, but all of those things will be required. But as I said earlier, if you are someone that's on the voters roll, some of these things may not be required. So I appreciate you watching. And remember, if you're looking for a mortgage, or if you don't think that you can qualify for a mortgage due to your credit, it's worth reaching out to me. My information is in the description, and I'll be able to talk you through it. There's no There's no fee to have a conversation. And what I've been able to do for a lot of my clients is show them that they are able to actually get a mortgage. So thanks for watching, and make sure that you download your credit report and make sure that you look at that. My name is Anthony Lindsay. I've been in finance for over 30 years, so I know a thing or two. I've done everything from debt collections to wealth management, and I'm here to help you if you need help.
But it's something that you should look at regularly, at least once a year, and if you're being really ambitious, twice a year. So that's how you can produce a Check My File comprehensive multi-agency credit report and cancel it if you no longer need the service.